let's talk about the motorcycle. As mentioned, the Suzuki GSXR has been a great race bike for about a decade. One of the headlines this weekend, arrival of the 1996 Suzuki GSXR, a ground-up development of the original bike. Let's take a closer look at it. With the third member of our broadcast team, here's Art Ekman.
We're seeing on the track the last hurrah of a generation of GSXRs. Suzuki defined the category back in 1986. They have totally redefined the category for 1996. The original GSXR750 was introduced back in 1985. It was based on the successful GS1000R XR41 works race bike. Far from being just another street bike, the new machine defined the term race replica. In fact, engineers at the time called the concept born on the circuit, back to the circuit. And almost immediately, it became a successful race bike in its own right. After a decade worth of refinements, it was decided, let's take the race replica concept to a higher level for an entirely new GSXR. Word has it the Suzuki engineers asked the marketing people to leave the room. They took the specs from Kevin Schwantz's World Championship GP bike and totally rebuilt this baby from the ground up, making it the fastest 750 production bike in the world. The fastest 750 production bike in the world. Kevin Schwantz had ridden his RGV 500 to the 1993 500cc World Championship. It was the spring of that year that Suzuki engineers began the design work on the 1996 GSXR 750.
I think the Suzuki teams are going to be really happy in 1996. This bike is so much lighter and is so much different than the current bike. It's going to be so good. I think there's going to be a big gap now between Suzuki's and everything else that's out there.
The fundamentals of the new GSXR: lighter weight, more power, and a slippery shape. Those who have tested this machine have said it's the most elusive projectile this side of a GP bike, and it fits you better than your favorite pair of...
It's really more than what I expected. I didn't expect all the big aerodynamic tail section and the all the curves and all, and the center of gravity, it feels so low. The bike, it's so light and nimble and all. You can really go in good and deep and accelerate really hard out of the turns, and it pulls out quick, and you get there before you know it.
The new engine package alone is 9,000 grams lighter than the previous models. The frame has twice the torsional rigidity, yet weighs 2,300 grams less. The aluminum alloy forks are 780 grams lighter than those of steel. The Showa rear shock is 200 grams lighter. The rear shock linkage is smaller, and the aluminum alloy link rods saves another 500 grams. The list goes on and on. Add it all up, and the new GSXR 750 chassis is 19.8 pounds lighter than its predecessors. Built for winning superbike and endurance races, also expects it to be a big hit with street riders and dealers.
Dealers were very pumped, very excited, because this is a bike that generates excitement for them. They'll have customers coming in. A lot of sales are anticipated. It'll be a great year for our dealers.
For this year, we started from the ground up, reintroduced the GSXR as a totally new unit based on our Grand Prix racing winning tradition, as long as the GSXR tradition. It's been a long history.
While Suzuki anticipates GSXR history repeating itself in 1996, let's give a well-deserved pat on the back to the soon-to-be obsolete 750s racing today.
Today's coverage of the Suzuki Cup Series Finals is brought to you by Suzuki. Your Suzuki dealer has the ride you've been waiting for and the financing to get it.
A decade ago, Suzuki unleashed the original GSXR. It created a new category of motorcycle. Win after win, time after time. We never stopped refining. And now the time has come again. The all-new GSXR 750 is finally here. Because something this fast can't be rushed.